Alright, the Reds, it's the post-match pint, and it is height and heavy on the post-match pint today. You've got me, Gareth Roberts, you've got Stu Wright, and you've got Lizzi, Doyle, all from Two Dogs, and all ready to come out fighting after the Reds have just lost the Community Shield on a penalty shootout. Stu, there's loads of ways to feel about both this match and about where Liverpool are at the moment in general. I'm not going to do any leading questions. Where are you at with Liverpool after that and in general?
Do you know what? I'm a bit uneasy, and I'm no doubt this is just affected because we've just been beaten even though it's on pens, so I'm never the most rational after a defeat anyway.
And that's fine.
And I'm a bit, you know, the glass is half empty. Yeah, so I said to you before the show that I'm just a bit uneasy about how we've been since we've come back after lockdown. I don't think we were great in, when we came back, even though we were able to win the league, great, but we've done all the hard yards for that before the pandemic started. And I'm just, seeing us today without Trent, it feels like we're too easy to shut down. I think there's not enough creativity, not enough playmaking from elsewhere. Without Trent in the team, which is mad considering he's a right back, but it has a profound effect on the team, and we look a little bit lost without him. And the midfield that was picked at the start of the game, many refer to as the Brexit midfield. I'm not one of them, but it does. I think the lack of Trent in the team exposes that three in midfield, I suppose, for their lack of creativity, because they are more functional, which is fine when you've got Trent on one side and Robbo on the other. But when you haven't got Trent, and therefore everything is funneled just down the left, and don't get me wrong, Robbo was great in that first half, the amounts of cracking balls he put over, but if you're Arsenal, you know you can shut that down. And what I'm worried about is, does that become a pattern? Does that become a thing if Trent's absence from the team becomes more of a long-term thing? If he does get injured again at some point in the season, our team's going to be able to say, well, we can just shut down Robbo on the left-hand side, and Liverpool haven't got enough other, creative options. I think it just puts an emphasis on why the fans will be crying out for a signing like a Thiago, someone who can just add something a little bit different to break teams down, give them something else to think about.
Where are you on it, Lizzie? Because the first half wasn't a great watch, was it? And there wasn't a lot of creativity from midfield, as Stu says. Most of it came from Robertson. We make the substitutions, obviously, and then there's a bit more life about Liverpool. We get the equaliser. And Minamino is one of the signings that we have made. I mean, people are talking about signings. We get to goal. It's surely great for him now that he's got a goal. He looked made up. He looked confident. He made the difference. Though Keita made the difference as well.
Yeah, no, I'm not that worried. I'm not, and I'm not trying to do the rose-tinted glasses thing. I mean, I just think with Liverpool, and you talk about post-lockdown, Stu, I just think like Liverpool have not really had much to play for, and I'm sorry, I don't think the Community Shield is one thing they're going to get really up for. I think they got up for it because they got an equaliser and thought, so hold on a sec, this is a trophy that we can win and it'll be sound. So I'm not worried. I think, for me, I understand the Trent point, but I think what you've got to remember today is you weren't just missing Trent, you were missing Henderson, and Henderson plays that side of midfield as well. I think if you had Henderson but no Trent, you would have seen a bit of improvement. But the fact that you're missing the two of them, we all know how everyone works in tandem with each other, the fullbacks with the front three, but it also goes with, you notice the difference if you have, like you had Robertson, Gini, Mane, and it worked. But the second you take out one of those cogs, never mind two, it's going to be different, it's going to be hard. And to ask anyone to do the job what Trent does is a hard thing, because he's not just a fullback, he's not just, okay, he does the work, he's got the energy, but like you say, he's hard to Bruyne at right back, like he's special, you're going to miss that if he's out the team. But I think when the second half came, he did make the change to Keita and Minamino, and he did take Williams off and move Joe Gomez to right back. I thought we looked well the better team, and I wish we just would have done it at half time, because we've got the 5 subs. Yeah. It is a bit of a glorified friendly at the end of the day. So I expected to see those changes at half time, and I'm not saying we would have ended the game differently, but I think we would have had more opportunity if that would have happened.